So sincerely, I see President Tinubu winning the next election. Many people may not want to agree with me, but I think the president is going to win. And the reason why I'm saying the president is going to win is that just look at how they intend to form the coalition. They intend to form the coalition by insisting that it's Obi or nothing, Atiku or nothing, Rotimi Amechi or nothing. Add your own candidate, to it. And this will lead to a President Bola Tinubu presidency. It's almost so sure that that's the inevitable outcome. The irreducible minimum in a coalition, like we have seen how formidable the APC was in 2013 and 2014,
yeah, okay.
when you saw how formidable, what we currently have in Nigeria is we don't have an opposition. We know what an opposition looks like because we've seen one in 2013, 2014, when the APC, held sway as an opposition political party in the country. And when you talk about a coalition, basically what you are saying is that all pride must be on the table, must be put on the table, all ambitions must be put on the table, all egos of the political interest must be put on the table, and you now agree, via a consensus addendum that, we have put aside our differences, whatever the outcome, we are willing to abide. We saw this happen in APC. Late President Muhammadu Buhari ran under the APC then. Kwankwaso ran. I think Kwankwaso came second.
Yeah, he came second.
Atiku ran. Atiku came third.
Yeah.
Rochas Okorochas. Many of them ran in that election. But at the end of the day, there was a consensus addendum that whoever emerges will support the candidate. And so that is what a coalition looks like. Then once you begin to threaten people in a coalition, and you are calling it a coalition, you begin to threaten people, and you begin to say, is it that it is this person or it's not this person, then the president has won. And that's why many of us believe that many of these people, maybe they've struck an alliance with the ruling party, and they already, by their conduct, because these things can be inferred politically. Even during the last election, there were some candidates that it was obvious that if you ran for this election, you are going to enable the APC to get in power. And we predicted it, and they still went ahead. So it's
especially like Kwankwaso.
Yes, it's looking more like, it's looking more or less like this is a business.
So let's talk about the issue of, for example, Atiku Abubakar getting the ADC ticket and picking Obi, just like it had happened in 2019. Don't you think that could be a potential game changer?
Yes, you see, many people can see the game, the ADC game, because people can read in between the lines. The ADC is looking more or less like it was contrived for an Atiku presidential ticket. And that's why you can see many of the Obidient and the supporters, and even him indirectly, and Dati Baba made his guy, all of them agitating that, they are still in Labour Party, they are a little bit confused.
Yeah.
However, many of the Atiku supporters, close supporters, we interact with people, and we interact with people in government as well, and people in APC and Labour and all that. Many of them now even believe that they are not even willing to offer an Obi a vice presidential ticket.
Oh, interesting.
The reason why they are saying that is that it is more profitable for them for Obi to go and contest in Labour or PDP.
Individually,
so that they can go and split the vote with Tinubu in the south.
Like Kwankwaso did. And
after all, they now believe that majority of the votes that Atiku got in the last election were from the north, were from the north. Yeah. And that the Northerners now hold the aces. And as such, that they are willing to take their chances at the polls to say, let him even go and run. Since he's so desperate about running.
Maybe to trick him into running independently,
he can win. Because see, politics is a game of number. As of today, almost all the political stakeholders in southern Nigeria are working for the president.
Let me start by asking you this question. Do you agree with Deji here that Bola Tinubu is definitely going to win the 2027 election? Do you agree with him that the system already is rightly at the moment points towards the fact that Bola Tinubu is going to win the 2027 election and that there's going to be a repeat of 2023? Do you also agree with him now, as he said, that a lot of people are saying around the Atiku's camp right now, saying that they would not even give Peter Obi a vice presidential ticket within the ADC, and they would prefer for him to go and run in another political party? What is your thinking? What is your take about what Deji said? Let's don't be emotional here, because they've always said that Peter Obi supporters are oftentimes emotional. So, but categorically speaking, why is it that every time we're talking about the Nigerian political system, what 2027 looks like, why is it that every time they talk about it, the one person they seem to always attack is Peter Obi? Why? Whether from a good place or from a bad place, they always try to talk the man down. They always try to disqualify him. They always try to say he's not good enough. That he says he cannot negotiate with enough. Why? Why are they always trying to undermine and undervalue the kind of political power that he has, considering the fact that Nigerians are gravitating towards him? I think what's one of the biggest mistakes they made in 2023, and they're going to make the same mistake again. And I want to more or less broaden most people's horizon to actually understand why Nigerians are gravitating towards Peter Obi, even though many of them don't even identify as obedient, but they want a better Nigeria. One of the first reasons you will look at is Peter Obi's the image of credibility and integrity. Of all the contestants right now, including the current sitting president, Peter Obi has the biggest credibility credit and integrity credit amongst all of them. Whereas Atiku, Bola Tinubu, Amechi, or Erifai, whoever wants to come out, he has the biggest credibility, image amongst the rest. He has a track record of prudence where he manages the resources of a state. Imagine he's the president of Nigeria today. Do you think he will borrow as much as Bola Tinubu is borrowing? Do you think we'll be in more serious debt as we are right now under this current government? So when Nigerians see him, they see somebody who can be frugal with the resources of the nation, manage it very well, and bring Nigeria out of this, sliding, slope that we're currently heading towards. Another reason you want to look at is this. Apart from him being the spared or the figurehead of the obedient movement, like I said before, the youths want him. Nigerians want him, whether they are old, whether they're young, whether they're in the east, west, north, or south. He's making serious inroads in the north. And bear in mind, and this is where Deji missed it, I think, the time he used in running the 2023 election was so short. There wasn't enough time to put resources together. And that's why in a lot of places they were cheated and they didn't give account for it. Even in areas where they say Atiku won rather, sorry, we know that they allocated the votes for them. And we know that's part of the plans they will do again in 2027. So Peter Obi sort of represent an image of anti-corruption. That's why Nigerians want him, where it feels like when you look at meritocracy, you're like, I merit this position. I have the ideas, I have the character, I have the competence, I can do the work. That's what it stands for. And another way you want to look at it again in another reason would be like Nigerians are currently rejecting the APC, the PDP, and the likes of Atiku and Metro, who were part of the destruction of Nigeria, who are now in the ADC. To now say that Atiku Abubakar will become the one that would lead be the flag bearer of the ADC. It just puts APC, PDP in the same and ADC in the same categorization, and Nigerians will reject it. So when I look at all this point I've given so far, I more or less feel like these guys are not really seeing the kind of Nigerians want to happen come 2027. I'll give you another, reason as well. Peter Obi, sort of mirror something what that is currently described as a pan-Nigerian appeal, where we want the north, the west, the north, the east, the west, and the south to come together, where we're trying to unify everybody. So we talk about politics as a national issue rather than one of region, which is something that Bola Tinubu cannot do and has not been able to do, and Atiku cannot. Do you understand? Let's not even include Mamechi in the mix because it doesn't have any bearing in that. But again, another reason is this. The youth especially, they see hope in Peter Obi, where there can be a turnaround from this direction where we're heading to nowhere under this government to where we can start heading towards somewhere. And a style of campaign where you're not bribing people to come and put on, jerseys and shirts to dance on the street. Nigerians are going on. It's transparent. It's not giving anybody any penny to bribe them, even during election. You can see such. That's why. And Peter Obi is very transparent. It's simple. No matter what you say about him, you can say he's a political novice, not compared to Bola Tinubu, but it's transparent. It's simple, and Nigerians want that. is one person who can tell you this is how I made my money. All the other politicians cannot tell you that. Not Bola Tinubu, not Atiku. None of them can tell you how they made their money. And then we've not forgotten how 2023 election went. But again, finally, one of the last point I want to make is the fact that we see Peter Obi, or a lot of Nigerians see him as somebody who holds the last chance, the card to turn Nigeria in the right direction. Because so far, we do not see Bola Tinubu heading. So it symbolizes a reset to a new Nigeria. So when I hear Deji, as smart and brilliant as he is as a lawyer, when I hear him speak about the guy like that, Peter Obi, I wonder, and I ask the question again, why this constant attack on Peter Obi? Why? Why are they always saying that he cannot lead Nigeria? Why are they always saying they cannot win elections? Why? Has Atiku been able to win it for more than 30 years? The answer is no. This guy only had 6 months to do the work, and he beat Atiku as well to it. Even Bola Tinubu, apart from the rigging that happened, he would have won the election. So what do you think? Do you think the points I made, they sort of counteract what Deji is saying, or do you think Deji made more point that we have to be serious about and see how we can make sure that in 2027 the election is not rigged? What is your take? Put your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, importantly subscribe if you've not done so, and also recommend this channel. I will catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye bye for now.